Good day, everyone. Welcome to Introduction to Law. First, we need to define what law is. Law is defined as a rule of action and a system of conformity. When we talk about a rule of action, it regulates, it defines for us what is acceptable behavior or action and what is unacceptable behavior or action. It determines man action as a rational being. It means that if a person is rational, he would naturally obey and observe the law. Law has two senses. First is the law in its legal sense, and law in its non-legal sense. When we talk about law in strict legal sense, we are talking here of law that is enacted by legitimate authority. Like for instance, in our case, our laws are enacted by Congress, which either is part of the Senate or part of the House of Representatives. And the result of their enactment normally comes in the forms of Republic Acts. And then if the laws are enacted through the local government legislative units, we call it like the city council or the provincial council. Their enactment normally take the form of ordinances. When we talk about law in its non-legal sense, we talk about law by analogy only. It is not law in its legal sense. It is not law that is enacted by Congress or local legislative councils. And so when we talk about law in its non-legal sense, we talk about four four things: divine law, for example, natural law, and then moral law and physical law. So let's take first the concept of divine law. When we talk about divine law, it is the law of religion. It is the law that focuses on the concepts of sin and salvation and redemption, so that any violation of the law of divine law, it will affect the person in this life and also in the life to come. Divine law is based on the revelation of God to man, so that if man disobeys the law of God, then he will reap the consequences not only here in this life but also in the life to come. The second type of law in its non-legal sense is natural law. Natural law is the inspiration in man of what is good, what is fair, what is just, and what is right. So, that is natural law. Simply means that it is obtained by the inner dictate in man, that man knows in himself what is good and what is right. It is not obtained through divine revelations when compared to divine law. So it is based on the premise that each and every one of us knows what is good and what is bad. And so we have for example, the golden rule. Do not do to others what you don't want them to do unto you. So you already know what is those things that are not good. If you those things you don't want other people to do to you. In the same way, those things that you don't want other people to do to you, you are not to do them, to do it against them. So that is natural law. The third one is what moral law. Moral law is a sum total of what is good and what is right conduct that exists in a certain community or a certain society. So that is moral law. So in a certain society, um, it is the society that defines what is acceptable conduct, what is not acceptable conduct, what is good conduct, what is evil or reprehensible conduct. So that is the type of what we call moral law. The question is there a sanction? Is there a punishment for violation of moral laws? The answer generally is no. No one can sanction violation of moral law except that you can expect from the public either indignation or disapproval. In the same way, when a person obeys moral law, he can experience the approval of the society where he or she is living. And then we go to the physical law. Physical law is the law of nature, just like the law of gravity. Simply means that the earth pulls down objects that that are in it. So we have that phrase, what goes up must come down. So natural law is based on scientific investigation, generalization, and empirical evidence, meaning it is verifiable. Once you throw an object up, you can expect it to go down. Another principle of natural law is, for example, water expands when it freezes. And every time you freeze water, normally it will expand because of its dipolar nature. And so that is an example of physical law. And then we go to state law. Again, when we talk about state law, these are laws that are enacted, promulgated by legitimate authorities. This time we know that our legitimate authority in our jurisdiction comes through Congress of the Philippines, which is divided either into the House of Representatives or the Senate for that matter. And then for local legislation, we have the City Council, the Provincial Council, or the Barangay Council, and the result of their enactments takes the form normally of what we call as city ordinances. Now, when we talk about law, there is a law in a general sense, like when we talk about the rule of law and the law of the land. We always hear from people, a responsible citizen obeys the rule of the land. So when we talk about the rule of the land, it is the mass, the group of laws ranging from republic acts to public policies to ordinances that we should all abide as good citizens. And we are calling it the law of the land, and we call it as civilized citizens. We always abide with the rule of law, and no one is above the law. So when we talk about those things, we are talking here of law in a general sense. In a specific sense, we call it as the rule of conduct that is just an obligatory promulgated by legitimate authority for common observance and benefit according to Sanchez Roman. So it simply means the specific law. For example, we have the law on sexual harassment, the law on violence against women and children, cyberbullying, and so on and so forth. So this law takes the form of Republic Acts, and this is now law in its specific senses. Okay, so that is our basic lecture on introduction to law. And again, under Article 3 of the Civil Code, ignorantia legis non excusa simply means that ignorance of the law excuses no one from compliance therewith. It simply means that man, every woman already has the idea and that the law is already written in our hearts as men and women of in of rationality, as men and women who are living in a particular civilized society. Good day, everyone, and God bless us all.